friends, went out every weekend, lived life to the fullest. Unfortunately, around 2 years ago, I developed an illness that would change my life forever. The scientific term, the medical name, what I was diagnosed with, is called anorexia nervosa. I know many refer to their eating disorders with names such as Ed, Anna, Annie, Mia. But those names, in my opinion, are far too pretty, far too humane. What I referred to my illness with was the monster. The monster that slowly and slyly slipped into my body, my brain, and my entire self, with the pure purpose to make my life as miserable as possible, to make me so focused, so isolated, so extremely small, or in the monster's opinion, perfect. The less space I took up, the happier the monster was. My great childhood slowly morphed into a seriously horrific disarray of existence. Everything that the monster told me, I instantly obeyed. I lowered my food intake so much that in just 6 months, everything looked blurry. Friends and family concerned about me, begging me to get help. I isolated myself from everyone and everything. I couldn't sleep at night due to the immense amount of hunger I was experiencing. I didn't sleep and I didn't eat, so the energy I had to go throughout the day was non-existent. Even when I was diagnosed, things did not get better. Visits to the hospital were my worst enemy. The nurses shaking their head at me when they saw my weight and heart rate made me despise them. I didn't care about all the medical complications that had resulted because of this illness. Though I had dropped an immense amount of weight and my bones were struggling to keep me up, it was never good enough for my illness's standards. Freezing cold every day from the lack of fat I had on my body, I watched my loved ones cry and cry and cry. And I cried too, for I hated seeing them like that. I would wear 3 pairs of sweatshirts and 2 pairs of pants so no one would worry about me. So they would leave me alone with the pit of darkness that the monster would push me in. The worst was watching the sun rise in the morning. I stared at it in disgust and envy. How can it rise every day? How can it keep going? But the sun would stare back at me, mocking me, reminding me I had to survive another day. Survive. That is all you do when you are trapped in an eating disorder. You do not live. You cannot live. You are stuck in a storm of misery and defeat. My anorexia gave me nothing but pain, emptiness, anxiety, sadness. It left me hopeless every day, making me believe that life was not worth it. It left me numb, so numb. Almost a year ago, my friend, Miles Roberts, took away his own life. I had been extremely close with his friend, but my illness was so in control of me, I didn't have the energy, the ability, the power to grieve for him. All feelings were gone. It wasn't until about 2 months ago that I truly realized he was gone. That is how powerful your eating disorder can be. The road to recovery was just as hard as the illness itself. Every day I wanted to give up. It is the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life. I felt so alone, so frustrated, so convinced that I would never get my life back. With the help of my doctor, my psychiatrist, my therapist, I slowly started to live again. Many ups and downs in my recovery, but each bump in the road made me stronger. I cannot thank my wonderful mom, dad, and sisters enough for being patient with me and not giving up. Dealing with someone who is as sick as I was is very difficult, and the amount of energy put into keeping me alive was immense. As I gained weight, I gained confidence. After many months in recovery, I started to see a light at the end of the tunnel. I saw a reason to live again. Every day was still hard for me, and is still very hard today, as I still had to be strong and not fall back into the illness. But now, as I see the sun rise in the morning, I no longer envy it. I thank it. I thank it for rising every morning and giving me a new day to live. I thank it for keeping me alive and not letting my illness take me away. I thank it for giving me the light to battle the monster and all the demons in my head. I now see the sun through my own eyes, not through anorexia's. I too can rise every morning and bring light to the world. I can now sing and dance and smile and run and read and travel, and I can now live. When my friends come to check up on me, I no longer shoo them away. I can now go to my school for entire days. I am no longer just surviving. I am living. Your body is the machine that takes you through the wonderful endeavor of life. What truly matters is what you choose to accomplish and perform in your life, not the appearance of your machine. You do not need to take up less space in this world. Hope exists. There's hope for all of you. I hit rock bottom, yet here I am. Please stay strong. Continue to fight. Recovering is extremely difficult, but so worth it. Life is worth it. It is not your fault. This illness is not a choice, but recovery is. Listen to and trust your loved ones. Choose to live again. Live a life in which you do what you love and love what you do. You cannot recover unless you begin to love yourself and everything that comes along with you. Eating disorders are a very serious illnesses that are very hard to treat, but it is very possible to beat them. Be brave enough to accept the help that you need and deserve. Our worth is not measured by how we look. You are worth it. Every single person here is worth it.